Halloween is a 2018 American slasher film directed by David Gordon Green and written by Green, Jeff Fradley, and Danny McBride. It is the 11th installment in the Halloween film series and a sequel to the 1978 film of the same name while effecting a retcon of all previous sequels. It stars Jamie Lee Curtis and Nick Castle, who reprise their respective roles as Laurie Strode and Michael Myers, with stuntman James Jude Courtney also portraying Myers. The film also stars Judy Greer, Andy Matichak, Will Patton, and Virginia Gardner. Its plot follows a post-traumatic Laurie Strode, who prepares to face Michael Myers in a final showdown on Halloween night, 40 years after she survived his killing spree. After the release of Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, the 2009 sequel to the 2007 remake of the original, 2 consecutive follow-ups went into development from former rights holder Dimension Films, respectively, but neither achieved fruition. As a result, the studio lost the rights to intellectual property, which were later obtained by Blumhouse Productions with John Carpenter's involvement. Carpenter, who disagreed with the remake's portrayal of lead killer Michael Myers, planned on helping the studio to make the next Halloween film into what he believed to be more terrifying than the preceding sequels. Filmmakers David Gordon Green and Danny McBride, who were already fans, proposed their vision to Blumhouse and Carpenter. It was accepted and developed into a sequel to the original, with Jamie Lee Curtis and Nick Castle reprising their roles as Strode and Myers, respectively. Halloween was filmed from January to February of 2018 in Charleston, South Carolina, before reshoots took place that June. It premiered at the Toronto International Film Festival on September 8, 2018, and was theatrically released in the United States on October 19, 2018 by Universal Pictures, the distributor's first involvement with the series since Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. The film received generally positive reviews from critics, with many considering it to be both the best Halloween sequel and a return to form for the series, and particularly praising Curtis' performance. It grossed over $255 million worldwide, and the highest-grossing slasher film in unadjusted dollars, breaking a record that Scream had previously set in 1996, as well as setting several other box office records. 2 sequels, Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends, are scheduled to be released on October 15, 2021, and October 14, 2022, respectively. What happens in the film? On October 29, 2018, Michael Myers, who has been institutionalized at Smith's Grove Psychiatric Hospital for 40 years following his killing spree in Haddonfield, is being prepared for transfer to a maximum security prison. True crime podcasters Aaron Corey and Dana Haynes visit the hospital, and during their encounter, Aaron displays the mask that Michael wore in 1978 to him, to no effect. The following day, as he is being transferred, Michael purposely crashes the bus, kills a father and son for their car, and returns to Haddonfield. In Haddonfield, Laurie Strode is still living in fear of Michael. She is drinking heavily, rarely leaving her fortified house, and alienating herself from her daughter Karen, whom the state took away from her at age 12. The only person she keeps in contact with is Karen's daughter, Allison. On the morning of October 31st, Michael sees Aaron and Dana visiting his sister Judith's grave. He follows them to a gas station where he kills them both, as well as a mechanic for his coveralls, before recovering his old mask from Aaron's car. Deputy Frank Hawkins, who arrested Michael in 1978, tries to convince Sheriff Barker about the danger Michael poses after learning that he has escaped. Laurie also learns of Michael's escape and attempts to warn Karen, but Karen dismisses her concerns, urging Laurie to move on with her life. Later that night, at a costume party, Allison finds her boyfriend Cameron cheating on her and leaves with his friend Oscar. Meanwhile, while babysitting a boy named Julian, Allison's best friend Vicky and her boyfriend Dave are attacked by Michael. Vicky sacrifices herself to protect Julian. Deputy Hawkins and Laurie overhear the incident on the radio and go over to the house. Laurie sees Michael, coming face to face with him for the first time in 40 years. Laurie shoots Michael in the shoulder before he flees. Dr. Ramber Sartain, Michael's psychiatrist, persuades Sheriff Barker to allow him to help in the hunt for Michael. Meanwhile, on the walk home from the party, Michael finds and kills Oscar, but Hawkins and Sartain arrive just in time to rescue Allison. Hawkins then tries to kill Michael, but Sartain, who has become obsessed with Michael's enigmatic motivations, attacks and leaves Hawkins for dead, and it is revealed that he orchestrated Michael's escape in order to be able to study him in the wild. However, Michael kills Sartain and Allison flees from the scene. Michael then ambushes and kills two police officers, arriving at the scene. Michael drives the dead officer's car to Laurie's house, where she and Karen have gone to meet with Allison. When Laurie's son-in-law Ray goes outside to greet who he believes are the two officers, Michael strangles him to death. Laurie manages to get Karen to safety before she engages in a showdown with Michael. Laurie severely injures Michael, but then he stabs her in the abdomen and pushes her over a balcony. When Michael goes to check Laurie's body, he finds it missing. Allison arrives and calls out for her grandmother, luring Michael and giving Karen the opportunity to shoot him in the jaw. Laurie suddenly reappears and attacks Michael, trapping him inside the basement safe room with Karen and Allison's help. The trio sets the house ablaze, and Laurie says goodbye to Michael before she begins to faint and lets her daughter and granddaughter quickly hitchhike a passerby vehicle to take her to the hospital. A final shot of the burning basement is shown, with Michael nowhere in sight. In a post-credits scene, Michael's breathing is heard, indicating that he survived.